Lesson 4.6 is called standard form. Standard form is just another way to show a linear equation. So we had slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Standard form is something x plus or minus something y equals some kind of constant. It's really good for finding x and y intercepts quickly. And I'll show you why. It says find the x and y intercepts of the graph. State each answer as an integer or an improper fraction in simplest form. So if I were to have this equation, I want you to think about if I'm going to have an x-intercept, let's say it's here. This point is going to be some kind of number, and then the y value is 0. So to find the x-intercept, you need to plug in y is 0. So it would look like negative 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 20. Well, 4 times 0 is 0. Subtracting 0 from 20 does nothing, so really I'm just going to cross that out or think it's not there. So negative 2x equals 20, divide by negative 2. So x would be negative 10. That's my x-intercept. Okay, a y-intercept, say that's here. This time the x value of the ordered pair is going to be 0, and then it's up something. So to find a y-intercept, I need to plug in 0 for the x. So it would look like a negative 2 times 0 plus 4 times y needs to equal 20. That's 0. So really that goes away. I have 4 times something needs to be 20. Divide by 4, y would be 5. So my y-intercept is 5. What you can do that's even faster is if you want an x-intercept, just cover up the y. And see how it's just negative 2 times something needs to equal 20. Divide by negative 2, that's negative 10. If I want to find y-intercept, I cover up the x because it's 0 anyways. Divide by 4, that gives me positive 5. So it's a quick graphing. All right, number 2. So let's say I want to find x-intercept. I'm going to cover up the y because y's got to be 0. 9 times something equals 30. It says state each answer as an integer, which means not a decimal, but some kind of fraction or an improper, or that's not a decimal or fraction, sorry. And then or an improper fraction in simplest form. So we just need to keep them fractions and simplify. And the reason I'm saying that is because 30 does not divide by 9, but I can divide both of these by 3. 30 divided by 3 is 10, 9 divided by 3 is 3, so 10 thirds. And you think about where that would be, well, 9 thirds, 9 divided by 3 would be 3, so 10 thirds would be like 3 1/3. All right, to find the y-intercept, you're going to make the x be 0, so cover it up. I do need to use the negative in front of the 3y. Divide by negative 3, so y would be negative 10. All right, let's use those to graph. Number 3 says, which of the following equations does the graph below represent? Well, looking at this, the x-intercept is 1, and the y-intercept is at 5. So let's see which of these equations would get that. The x-intercept needs to be 1, so if I solve this, x would be 1, that works. If I cover up the x, 10 divided by negative 2 would be negative 5. That one is not correct. This one, 10 divided by negative 10 would be negative 1, so that one's automatically not right. 10 divided by 10, x-intercept would be 1. Cover this up, the y-intercept's 10. That's not right. It should be this one. 10x equals 10, so 10 divided by 10, x would be 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5, y-intercept needs to be 5, so it's that one. Just process of elimination. All right, number 4, graph, I'll write it again, negative 9x plus 7y equals 36, just by plotting its x and y intercept. So I'm going to cover up my 7y. So I'm having negative 9 times something needs to be 36. And that is actually negative 4. So my x-intercept would go right here on the x-axis. Now y-intercept is going to be covering up the x. 7y equals 36 divided by 7. I'm just going to do that on a calculator because I know that does not divide evenly. It should be about 5.1. is going to be about right here. And so all I need are those 2 points, and it'll automatically make a line for you on Delta Math. So that's how you quick graph. It has nothing to do with slope in these, but sometimes they want you to be able to convert an equation. So this one says put the following equations into slope-intercept form. That means y equals mx plus b. You're trying to get the y by itself. So in this equation, let's say this were just 2x minus 4. I'm just going to take the y off. Equals negative 16. You would know how to solve that. You would add the 4 and divide by 2. That's what you're doing here. You're going to just move this whole negative 4y term by adding 4y. I kind of stagger it because I can't have a y and a number get added together, right? So that cancels. Negative and positive cancel. Bring down your 2x. I'm going to switch the order of this to have my something y first. Oh, hold on. I've already messed myself up. Back up, back up, back up. I'm trying to get y by itself. They've switched the order on me. Hold on. I want to keep the y. I want to actually get rid of the 2x. Or really, if you want to rewrite this, this is a negative 4y and a positive 2x equals negative 16. Maybe that would make it easier. Then I'm trying to get y by itself, so I'm going to get rid of the 2x, which is going to have to get subtracted. That cancels. I get negative 4y equals, I'm going to put the mx term first, the negative 2x minus 16, and then divide everything by negative 4. When you multiply or divide by something in an equation, everything gets it. So then that would be y equals negative 2 over negative 4 simplifies to 1/2 x. Negative 16 divided by negative 4 would be positive 4. So you get y equals mx plus b. Slope of the line is 1/2. Y-intercept is positive 4. All right, let's try another one. This one is in the right order. Or no, it's not. Why are they switching them all up? Okay, so I'm going to put the negative 15x first, and then the positive 12y. Always have to look at what goes in front of them. Kind of say it's like teachers. Your teachers have Mr. and Mrs. in front of their name. That tells you something about them. These positive negatives tell you something about the numbers. Okay, so I'm going to add the 15x over. Bring down the 12y. I'm going to switch the order here, so I've got my x term and then my constant, and then divide by 12 everywhere. So you get y equals, this can simplify, divide by a 3, so that would be 5 x, and then 84 divided by 12 is 7.